Hey YouTube, this is Michael from Preparedness. Today I want to make a video about bug out location, security, during stuff hits a fan scenario, TO Tawagi, without rule of law, etc. You know what I'm talking about, things going south. So yeah, security for your home, for your bug out location, for your camp, for whatever you want to call it. Optimal scenario is to have a group, mag, tribe, etc. A bunch of highly trained people, prepared, ready to go, that understand security, understand their mission, their jobs, stuff like that. So best thing to do is have at least a 4-point security, all 4 corners, listening post, observation post, LPOP. Have people in those positions knowing their designated fields of fire, designated fields of observation, all that kind of stuff. So they know what they're looking at, where they're going to engage, have rules of engagement set. There's a lot of other things I won't go into really in this video, but I think a lot of you guys are probably going on that same train of thought. So with that said, getting into some of the physical security aspects, you got simple like barbed wire, you got fences, you got any delay items basically that are I call them a delay feature, because without eyes on, delay feature is useless. If you don't have a reaction response team, somebody responding to that, eyes on that area, etc., there's no point. Any delay feature, any fence, any border, any barrier, anything like that, walls, people can climb up and over, under, whatever, take apart, they'll get through them. It'll just slow them down a little bit. And if you don't have eyes on, it's useless. So remember that whenever you're doing any kind of security stuff, you got to have eyes on that area so that they can see people coming, set the alarm off, have a reaction team, response team, whatever, coming up to the location, or have people that are willing to and able to engage that situation, whatever level of force is necessary. So yeah, you got barbed wire, you got tangle wire, which I'll probably do a video about. That's just wires, cordage, ropes, whatever, running at varying distances, angles, from trees, shrubbery, posts in the ground, just different things like that. Basically, it's I don't know if you've ever seen those videos of NFL players doing the little footwork, jumping through those basically bungee cords on the ground. That's basically what it is. It's to trip you up, slow you down, and basically make it a real pain in the butt to get through. So that's a good idea. I'd like to do a video on that in the future. Have my son help me out with that one. But there's also battery-powered door alarms. Those little door alarms you get that hook to the door, sensor, hooks to the wall, whatever. So you tie a string, you set them up, you hook them up so they're not alarming. Set them, turn them on, hook them to a tripwire. Somebody, trips their wire, pulls the alarm, sets the alarm off, letting you know they're there. There's other ways to do that. Those little pull popper things that make a popping noise, little tiny explosion, whatever you want to call it. Whenever somebody tie them to either end of it in the middle of a tripwire, somebody sets off the tripwire, tangle wire, etc., setting off the explosion, the popper, whatever you want to call it, alerting you to their location. Also, you can do bells on wire. You can set bells up, on the different things, tangle wire, tripwire, fences, whatever, stuff like that. There's also natural barriers, like blackberries are an awesome natural barrier. I'll show you some of my natural barrier around my yard. So here we go. All that, all the way around, all that stuff is blackberries, and they go all the way down the hill. So I'm pretty confident nobody's getting through that. Just saying. I wouldn't go through that. I'd find another way around. So you can do things like that, grow plants like that limit access or force people to go in a certain location where you have eyes on, if you're limited in your resources for manpower, or you just want to help funnel, have a funnel basically to funnel the enemy or the adversary, whatever, into your location. So I covered LPOPs, fields of fire, sentries. Then you got other things like shotgun shell claymores, drilling holes in a board, setting shotgun shells, driving some nails to the board behind it with springs, set up a tripwire. I'm not going to really go into that, you get the general idea. I think you could probably figure it out. That would be a really bad situation. I don't recommend doing that. I don't condone that. But in a situation where you got to do what you got to do, well, you got to do what you got to do. There's also Tannerite, you know, you can camouflage that. Shoot, you could put some in a kid's yard toy, you know, a little kid toy in the yard. Nobody'd even think that it was Tannerite sitting there. And you do different things like that. So there's probably a lot more that I'm missing, but I'm thinking that's a quick rundown on some physical security aspects you can think about, ponder on, maybe add to your repertoire. So with that said, many blessings and have a good day.